Hello, guys. Welcome back to my show, Get Real with Jasmin. Well, I want to start our episode with a question today. When is the last time you feel like things are getting out of control? Maybe you study hard for an exam but you still failed it, or you apply for a dream job and you get rejected, or your boss is an asshole, he has you work overtime but never pay you, or your relationship ended. Well, I had one recently. I felt pretty out of control when I received a missile strike alert. And that's a sentence I never thought I would say. So here's what happened. If you guys have been following the news, you know what's going on in Middle East. There's this war happening. And on this random Wednesday night, I was lying on my bed, watching YouTube videos, doing nothing. And then suddenly, my phone went off with this crazy huge noise. Like, huge. I can't even describe it. It's like your phone is in max volume and it just start like beeping, like beep 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 beep, like crazy. At least that's how I remember it. And so when that happened, literally, I feel like my heart skipped like 3 beats. So I look outside the window trying to see what's going on. And by the way, this is not the right thing to do, okay? When there's missile outside, you need to stay away from the window. And so after that, we are literally receiving alert like every single day. And it's very, very difficult to relax in that kind of situation when your phone is literally screaming like a crazy bitch for every 6 hours. But I'm not here to complain. Today I want to talk about what to do when things just feel so out of control. It doesn't have to be a missile strike alert. It can be anything that we just talk about, just anything that just doesn't go your way. And I want to talk about the lessons I've learned in this situation. When this whole war first happened, I was really, really mad. I was thinking, why is my life at risk because of some politicians I didn't vote for? Why do you guys get to disrupt my plan? But then I realized the only person I was hurting was myself. I was so angry that I couldn't focus on anything. I couldn't focus on work, and I wasn't even digesting food properly, for God's sake. But then I noticed the world just keeps going on as if it doesn't give a shit whether I'm angry or not. And that's the most brutal truth you and I both need to face. So if you're going through a situation that feels unfair, that's terrible, your anger is so valid. And do whatever you need to do to let go of that anger. But you also need to know staying angry will not change the situation. Your boss is still an asshole, you still didn't get that job, your relationship is still broken. It doesn't change anything, which is why we need to get to the next stage, which is to understand that everything happened for you, not to you. I always have this mindset that I believe that everything happened for a reason, and I believe every obstacle is here to teach me a lesson. So when I'm in a situation that is undesirable, let's put it that way, I always like to ask myself this question and reflect, which is, why do God love me so much that he put me in this situation? And I think asking myself this question just helped me to get over my victim mentality very fast and to focus on what I can learn from this situation. Because I can tell you that if you don't learn from this situation, God will keep giving you the same lessons in different form until you finally learn it. For example, I used to always end up miserably in dating. I was always heartbroken. Why is that? Because when this happened the first time, the second time, I didn't learn my lesson. I feel like a victim. I was keep complaining about those men like, oh, they're shit and they shouldn't treat me this way. But I didn't learn my lesson until I finally see the pattern. I noticed that I was always expecting them to save me. I was always seeking validations from them because I didn't give it to myself. And so what is your lesson in your situation? For example, if you keep getting shitty job, keep having shitty boss, maybe that's because deep down you don't think you deserve a better job. Then your lesson here is to build confidence and trust yourself more. So I challenge you now, What is the lesson that life is trying to teach you right now? Drop it down in the comment. So let me share with you guys what I actually learned from this situation. Because it wouldn't be fair if I'm like, everything happened for me and I didn't learn shit from this. Well, I learned a lot. I think it taught me to surrender more. And now you're like, what the hell you're talking about? So before this whole war happened, I wasn't in a good place in life. I was feeling a little bit lost. But then I started to receive all this missile strike alert. I started seeing drones flying around. And then I realized, if even my life is not in my control, then I honestly don't have that much control in life. And I still remember there was one morning I was woken up by this huge explosion sound, which is something very hard to forget. So when that happened, I had to let go of everything. And by everything, I mean my goals, my expectations for life, and how my life should look like. I had to let go of everything because it's not up to me anymore. It's not up to me whether I want to live another day or not. I don't have any say in this. And because of that, I realized I cannot keep focusing on things that I have completely no control over. The only thing I have control over is how I want to live this moment, not even tomorrow. True story, during the period, one day my flatmate went home and she was telling me what's going on the news while I was eating dinner. And I literally told her, if I'm going to die tomorrow, then I'm going to have good food today. And that's literally the mindset I keep carrying on until now. I still thank God for this precious lesson. Every day I focus on what I can do and I leave the rest to God. I'm not going to just sit at home and feeling depressed, feeling anxious about what if this or that happened tomorrow. And that's the message I want to share with you today. I know that life might seem suck right now. Nothing is working for you. I get it. But you're not just going to sit at home and feel sorry for your life. If you can't find a job, then you focus on writing the resume, but you leave the rest to God. If you are at rock bottom right now, then you focus on making teeny tiny improvement every day, but you don't worry about whether you can get out of this hole or not. No matter how hard a life seems like right now, I want to tell you that it's not your job to figure out the how. That's God's job. Your job is to do the shit you said you're going to do. Which, by the way, a lot of people don't do that. They lie on their bed and wonder why their life sucks. But if you actually do the shit you say you're going to do, then you let yourself have fun. You let yourself eat good food. You let yourself do things that you truly enjoy, even if that doesn't bring you money. Because you never know when your phone might go off with this missile strike alert. And I'm not trying to curse you, but the politicians are going crazy right now. And also because life is truly unpredictable. And this is such a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason. So make sure you are actually living your life. And that's the message I have for you today. And before we end the episode, I want to say thank you to everyone that has sent me a message asking me if I'm okay, if I'm safe during this period. I have truly received so much care and so much love. And I really, really appreciate that. At some point, I was even wondering, do I actually have this many friends? I actually never know. So anyway, thank you guys so much. And it's great to be back. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye now.